like that. Most of them are illegally connected.
I'm talking about Con Edison. They came down Seminary Avenue. They were causing funding matter. Went into St. John's, stuck up a few years ago. And I believe that that's where the work is. And I get told now to fix it.
All right, what I'd like to do is, before you leave, if you can get your name and address, I'd like to send our engineers out there. I'd like us to have our consultant go out there and do a televising of your line. And if we have evidence that Con Edison did work in that area, let us press your issue with Con Edison to see if we can get them to do the repair. On the other issue of those people who, again, if I'm one of them, I'm very upset over the fact that my house now has to be disconnected and reconnected legally, and it's going to cost me, in most cases, it's somewhere around $5,000, maybe as high as $10,000. I still don't want to have to pay that myself, and my insurance still may not cover it. So we're looking to help set up a fund, and we have to do this in concert with the City Council to enable us to either loan or grant those homeowners, even retroactively, those homeowners to make those disconnects and the proper connections so that they don't have to pay the burden of something that they never did. Our law department is looking in the best way to do that. We'll be presenting if we can get things done to the City Council over the next month or so that we can relieve the burden from those homeowners. But we will have somebody out as long as we get your name and address, and we'll do exactly what I said.
Mayor?
Yes?
Could we possibly...
Could you put that down, please?
Could we possibly address the United Water work project that's supposed to be done from Chrisfield Street through Schultz Field in the northeast section?
Okay.
It's going to be done in March. It has to be finished before September, as it's been advised to me.
That's right.
There would be a tremendous saving to the city of Yonkers if you would invest a very small amount of the whole project into it. And it would be done once. It wouldn't be paved twice, it wouldn't be uprooted twice, it wouldn't be landscaped, unfenced, fenced, traffic, and the whole thing.
You're absolutely right.
Could you please take it under consideration, because they have a limit and they're going to go in and do it whether we like it or not, and we're losing almost three-quarters of $1 million.
That's a project that's being done by United Water. They are now, because we have no choice any further, but they're going through the city of Yonkers. They are going to open a trench, they're going to repair and do some work on Schultz Field and the park around it, but they're going to open a trench, and that trench would allow us, in one of our capital projects, to lay a new water line for the Crestwood neighborhood, a new water line in their trench, and save us $750,000 in excavation and backfill and repaving costs. That project was cut out of the city's capital budget. It was in there originally, and it was cut out of the city capital budget, so we can no longer do that project. Had it stayed in, we would have saved that money, and the streets and the properties would have been cut open only once. City Council adopted a budget, they amended it, and in the process of amending it, took out the repair to Troublesome Brook at Jackson Avenue, that water line installation, and the additional work that was going to be done on Underhill Street, the flooding problem on Underhill Street.
Is there any way to have an emergency meeting and have it re-looked at and reevaluated?
The question is,
we're talking about saving money and we're letting it go by.
Well, it's not only talking about saving money, which is very important, but you're also talking about not disrupting people's lives twice. And especially as we all know, the streets down there are very narrow. So, of course, it makes a real traffic nightmare for people, for cars to get around them when they are in the streets. Now, the only way that it can be done at this point is that the City Council amends the capital budget again by increasing it to include that and any other project that they want to. That has to be done by the City Council, and it's got to be initiated by the budget chair. Yes.
Can we have a petition drawn up?
Certainly.
To
You
do
can
it?
do anything you want, as long as it doesn't break the law.
Well, if it doesn't break the law, let's have a petition and have a council meeting that makes some sense.
I would encourage you to do it. Listen, our council members, not all of them, I think, but many of them are here. We have Councilwoman Barbados here. Councilman Robertson is here. Council President Traplesnik is here. Councilwoman McDowell is here. Councilman Murtaugh is here.
Well, we're trying to save money and we're throwing it away.
Sandy and Avi or Liam are here, but I'm sure that with these 5 words we'll get back at what you said. And yeah, I think you should. It's a project we wanted in there in the first place. It's a project that should have been done, and a project that would save us money on something we have to do anyway. So you're absolutely right. Yes?
I'm a 55-year resident of Loring Avenue. I'm a survivor of the glory days of the racetrack when the trials were going. And now the same thing is happening again with the slots. The regular gamblers who go to the track to play the slots are smart enough to avoid going from St. John's Avenue down to Central to the parking lot. They have found out that if they go down St. John's Avenue and go down Loring Avenue to the racetrack, they can avoid traffic and everything like that.
You're right.
These out-of-town people do not know that Loring Avenue is one way from east to west. They come barreling down against the wrong way down Loring Avenue. Years ago, they put up a couple of arrows, which did the job at that time, but now it's not efficient. I would like to see on either side fluorescent "Do Not Enter" signs to give us, when we're coming out of our parking our driveway. I'm looking down towards the racetrack,
sure,
and here comes a cowboy down from St. John's.
Just recently had a neighborhood meeting in your neighborhood, and that was one of the more serious problems that I heard about.
So my simple request is, please, not just a "Do Not Enter" sign, because in the nighttime hours, the street is not very well lit, and these guys don't know that. And I don't blame them because they're ignorant of the fact that it's one way against them. So please, maybe we can put some fluorescent "Do Not Enter" signs on the Loring Avenue entrance of St. John's Avenue to give us residents a break.
We can and we will.
Thank you, sir.
And by the way, I don't think they're so ignorant of it. I just think they figure it's an easy way. Until they get caught, they're going to continue to do it. There are some who probably don't know, but there are plenty who do. But yes, we can and we will.
This question is for Mr. Meyer. My wife and I are homeowners in this neighborhood. And the mayor mentioned before that developers sometimes do illegal things like hooking up their sewers illegally. We would like to know why it's so difficult for a homeowner to look at a building permit. Why do we have to try to file a Freedom of Information petition to see a building permit when we want to see what a developer is doing in our neighborhood?
If you're looking for, to look at the plans and the permit that was filed.
That's correct.
You do not need a Freedom of Information application for that. You just fill out a form in our office. You go to the 6th floor. They will pull the file, and you certainly are able to look at it.
Well, when we tried to do that recently with an issue that we had, we were told that the plans were out. Their plans were out, and we couldn't look at it. It happened again and again.
What's the address, sir? And we'll certainly
the issue is unfortunately settled now, not in our favor. The other question I have for you is why, when we had a problem with this particular project and sought to do something about it legally, the next day your building inspectors were on our property trying to see if we had any violations. No, we're talking about McCorkle Street.
You're talking about McCorkle, okay. That was, excuse me, for everyone in the audience, that was a building permit that was issued for a new one-family house. That house is currently under construction. The neighborhood went to the zoning board to get the building permit overturned. The zoning board agreed with the neighborhood and overturned the permit. That permit was rescinded. The developer then went to the courts. The courts then reversed the decision by the zoning board. The neighborhood then filed an appeal